Good day, everyone. My name is Cheryl with Yoga in Small Spaces. Today's class is Happy Hips and Back. So this class is a nice mixture of flow and yin. So this is going to help you tackle strength and mobility, endurance, and also with that mobility, getting into your fascia. So that lovely connective tissue that holds everything together throughout the body. And yeah, this class will require, if you have any yoga blocks, or if you have anything steady like some books. If you don't have the prop, that's absolutely okay. I will show how to get into these poses without the blocks also. Another thing you can have close by is a blanket, especially if you find that you have tender knees and you want to have support for the knees when we come into some of these poses. So I'm going to see if I can get my trusty sidekick eventually off the mat. He's a little bit comfortable. This is Teague. He's my daintiff. He's almost 10 years old. And he likes to kind of stick around when I'm doing yoga. So he might be our mascot in some of our videos that in the upcoming future. Some of my other videos on my on-demand on Kula TV. He's in some of those videos too. So we'll see what happens. All right. So let's get ready here. We're going to start in a seated position, Sukhasana. So in Sukhasana, legs are crossed. You choose which leg you want in front. And just become nice and centered here. We're just doing a little bit of a check-in. So the hands can rest on the legs or cupped in front of you, shoulders away from the ears. See if you can get a nice straight spine, but not to the point where the breath is catching and being constricted. If you feel like you have a little bit of a rounding the spine and that feels comfortable for you at this moment with a nice ease of the breath, excuse me, then that's no problem. So let's see if we can work around Teague here. Shoulders are nice and relaxed. Your eyes can be opened or closed, whatever your preference. And with either preference, softening the eyelids, softening the eyeballs, and breathe in and out of the nose. Allowing yourself to focus on your natural breath. Nice little check-in to see where you are at this present moment. But there's no judgment on where the breath is or how it's flowing. Let's dive a little bit deeper into the breath. When you exhale through the nose, see if you're able to pull your belly in towards the spine. When you inhale through the nose, your belly expands. Exhale, belly pulls in towards the spine. Inhale, belly expands. Continue with that rhythm of the breath. Excuse me. Allow the jaw to soften. Help you a little bit more in softening the jaw. Just bring awareness to your back teeth. If you find that they're touching, just part them slightly, soften the jaw. And if your tongue is on the roof of your mouth, drop it down, relax the tongue. Nice, smooth breath. Let's start gently moving the body. So wherever you are in your seated position, see if you can allow the right leg to be in front. You're going to bring your right hand down to the ground, to the mat beside you. Extend the left arm up, get a gentle pull, shoulder away from the ear, and exhale, over to the right. And choosing if you want to slide that right hand out a little bit more. Gentle push. Make sure your sit bones are equal. We're not lifting the left sit bone up. It's still grounding equally with the right. You're going to inhale back up, release left hand down, bringing that down to the mat beside you by the left hip. See if I can work around Cheek's body. You're going to inhale, right arm up, exhale over to the left. Remember this time, right sit bone stays equal with the left. It's not lifting up off the mat. We're going to allow the neck to remain neutral at this moment. We're not going to rotate it. Just allow it to stay nice and neutral. I'll lay my arm over this big guy here just for a moment. And then you're going to come on back up, releasing that right arm down. Let's walk those hands in front of you just until you can't go any further. Again, sit bones are equal. Push your hands or your forearms into the ground. Nice gentle push. If you want to dip the chin in towards your chest, go right ahead. Smooth breath. Soften that jaw. So if you notice that the teeth start touching again, part them. Walk your hands back, bringing that torso up. We're going to switch the cross to the legs. So bring your left foot in front of the right. Bring your right hand down to the mat. Extend the left arm up. Exhale over to the right. Nice smooth breath. Face is relaxed. You're going to inhale back up, bring that left hand down, extend the right arm up, exhale over to the left. Allow the chest to open up. Again, allow the neck to stay neutral here. We're not going to rotate it. I am going to put myself a little bit over my little hump here. Actually, I'm just going to put my forearm on him because he is not moving. Oh, we think we're going to get a belly rub. I'll count on a belly rub. Nice, smooth breath. You're going to inhale back up. Bring those hands in front of you. Gently walk the hands forward. You might be on your fingertips. You may be a little bit further. You may be wanting to be on your forearms. And breathe. Noticing the difference from the switch of the legs, from having the right leg in front and the left leg in front. Just awareness on the mobility and sensations in the body. Usually in the hips, the lower back in these folds. It bends and twists. Walk those hands back. Relax the shoulders. We're going to make our way to a tabletop. So allowing yourself to come to your knees and hands. I might have to move my little sidekick here. He does not want to move. The hands and wrists in line with the shoulders, knees in line with the hips. Please, watch out, buds. Watch out. There, it's kind of funny, isn't it? He does not want to move. There we go. You're good there, buds. You can stay right there. All right, so in tabletop, choosing if you want those toes untucked or tucked. I'll always give these little reminders in classes. So if your toes are untucked, you're getting a nice stretch into the top of the foot, in front of the heel, or sorry, in front of the ankle going into the shin. If you want your toes tucked, you're getting a stretch into the soles of the feet and going up into the heel and the Achilles. So we're just going to slowly move with our breath, cat and cows. Giving yourself this time through these poses, noticing the mobility of your spine with the arching and the rounding. And then allow yourself to come back to a neutral table. We're going to go through a little mini flow here, going from table to downward dog, table, child's pose. So in table, see if you can allow yourself to inhale. On the downward dog, tuck the toes, exhale to Ardha Mukha Shavasana. So you can bend one knee at a time. Breathing into the back of the legs. Setting your head between the arms. And then allow both heels to come down towards the mat. Does not mean they have to touch. Always depends on the length of your legs, the shape of your bones. Let's do 3 breaths here before we go through that full little mini flow we were talking about. You're going to exhale. Inhale. Exhale through the mouth. One more deep breath in. And exhale. You're going to inhale, shift yourself forward to the table. Untuck the toes, or you can keep them tucked if you like. Exhale over to child. Table. Downward dog. Table. Child. Table. Downward dog. One more, going to your table. Child Balasana. Table. And we're going to all meet in downward dog. So you have a choice here when we're transitioning into our sequences. You can transition starting in a downward dog, or if you prefer, you can start from a table. So you choose. We're moving into our sequence 1, as I like to call it. So from downward dog or table, we're going to be preparing that left foot to be our anchoring point. If you're in downward dog, you can raise the right leg up behind you, 3-legged dog, and then shift that foot forward and leg, bringing it between the arms. We're coming into a low lunge here. So just take a moment here, feel around the sensation throughout the hips and the back. If you need blocks, if you can't reach the ground for a second, you can grab the block. We're not going to be here very long, maybe 3 to 5 breaths. And we're going to bring the arms up overhead. Nice, smooth breath. Inhale. Exhale. Breath in. Breath out. Feel yourself dig a little bit deeper into the hips. Feel beautiful stretch on the front side of the left. Constriction on the right, the hip, pelvis. You're going to bring the hands down for support on the ground. You're going to rotate that left shin. So now it's the same length as the width of your mat. You're going to come on up, straighten that front leg, have the toes pointing the same width of your mat. Coming into gate pose. Gently have that right hand on the right leg. Extend the left arm up. Don't be passive with the arm. As if someone's pulling you up, shoulder away from the ear. Exhale. Nice, smooth breath. And come on back up, almost like you're windmilling the arms, bringing that left hand down to the mat. This may be enough. You are more than welcome to stay here. If you have to bring the arm down, you can. The next step is to raise that right leg up off the floor and push. If this is comfortable, bend that knee. You're going to create these beautiful knee circles, 3 in each direction. We're tackling into that right hip, We're not wanting to go super fast here. We're feeling every little connection, every crack and creak with that rotation. You can stay here with the knee bent, bringing the right hand down behind you and grabbing that foot and opening. This is one choice. You don't even have to have that grab. You can just have the knee or the leg extended, foot flex, or you can stay down here. Nice, smooth breath. Choose where you want to go. If you were holding on to that foot, extend the leg, bring it back down. We're going to rotate, turn the right toes to the front of the mat, bring the hands down, rotate that back heel back. We're coming into a modified runner's lunge. So grab the blocks or books that you're using. The first thing I want you to do is I want you to slide the right foot back till the heel lifts even just a little millimeter off the mat. And then we're holding this for 2 minutes. Nice, smooth breath, shoulder away from the ears. I said shoulder, I meant shoulders. We're sending the hips forward. If you feel like there's too much pressure happening in that back knee, you can add that blanket. I add the blanket underneath my shin. So now there's no pressure on my knee. Face is relaxed. You'll notice the longer you hold the yin pose, there could be even just a little macro, micro movement release in the fascia and the muscles. So you may be able to adjust the blocks a little bit lower. If you don't have those blocks, you can have the fingertips down. We want most of the work happening in the hips and the lower back. I'm feeling this. Whenever I get to a point where there's no sensation or it's just kind of getting easy, that's when I adjust my blocks. We're at a minute. We have less than a minute left. Face is soft. Breath in and out of the nose. Start bringing gentle movement to the hips, like a just gentle rocking front to back, side to side. I'm going to send my hips a little bit back, move the blocks out of the way. Lift that knee because I had the blanket in the way. And I'm going to step back to downward dog or table, you choose. He likes being there. All right, we're going to move that sequence on to the left side. So remember, you can come into your low lunge from table or downward dog. You choose what you want to do. I'm going to do it from table this time so you can see. Coming into my low lunge. So remember, hands can be on the floor, blocks up on the thigh, because I want most of the work happening within my midsection here. I'm shooting my hips forward. I'm going to bring the arms up overhead. That's just where I want to go at this moment. If you want those other choices, hands on the front thigh, hands on the block, but make sure you're not collapsing in the upper body and the torso. Smooth breath. I'm going to bring my hands down just for a little bit of support. I'm going to rotate that back right shin so it's lengthways the same as the width of my mat. I'm going to come up, extend my left leg, turn the toes, Same direction. Left hand is on my leg, extending that right arm up, shoulder away from the ear. Exhale, over to the left. Smooth breath. And that left hand isn't pushing down on that left leg. We're going to windmill the arms, bring that right hand down to your mat. Now remember, you can stay here with that left arm up. You can lift that left leg, having the foot flexed. The next step would be to bend the knee and just start creating circles with the knee 3 times in each direction. But this is tackling your hip joint. Remember how this felt on the right hip. Are you noticing much of a difference on the left? Was one easier than the other? When you've done your 3 circles in each direction, choosing what you want to hold. Knee bent, legs straight, leg to the ground, or when the knee was bent, grabbing right ankle with right hand, getting a beautiful opening into the psoas, but only if this is accessible. Never force anything. Please make sure there's not to a point where there's pain. There should never be pain in any practice. Yoga, exercise, dancing. No, we don't want pain. Soften the face and breathe in and out of the nose. So you're holding on to that ankle, release, bring it to the floor, the foot to the floor, turn the left toes to the front of your mat. Back shin is now in line with the length of your mat. Getting ready for that modified runner's lunge with the left foot. So wiggle it back so the heel lifts up just even a little millimeter off the mat. Have those blocks. We're holding this for 2 minutes. Nice, smooth breath. Remember, if you need that cushioning underneath the back knee, grab that blanket. I like to put it underneath my shin. Gives a nice little leverage to the knee, so there's no pressure on it at all on the ground. Shoulders are away from the ears. Remember, the longer you hold this, the more release there is and pliability to your fascia. So you're going to be able, possibly, could be possible for you to move your props underneath your hands to go a little bit deeper. We have less than a minute. So you want to make sure in yin poses that there's no constriction of your muscles. Whereas going into a nice pose, allowing everything just to be nice and loose, because we want to have that opening for the fluid to get moving into the fascia to expand. The moment you tighten those muscles, it kind of puts a little stop sign, stop light. Because I should finish my sentence, into that fluidity. I'm just kind of feeling the moment there. All right, gently bring the hips back. Move those blocks if you were using them out of to the side. We will be using them again. And you're going to either step back to your downward dog or your table. If you want to add a little flow in between these little sequences, you totally can do that. I'm kind of taking a break from a flow today. I did a little bit yesterday and I am feeling it, which is awesome. I just want to be mindful of what my body needs today.
We're going to move into the next sequence, flow sequence. So anchor down that left heel in your downward dog, or you can come into your table. We're going to get ready to bring that right foot and leg between the arms, foot forward. We're coming into a high lunge, a crescent warrior. So bringing your body up, bend that back knee slightly. And with the arms this time, we're not going to raise them up overhead. We're going to open them up like forks, Shiva arms, cactus arms. There's so many names, depending on which teacher you're working with, which style of yoga you're working with. There's all these fancy names. They're all basically the same thing, just a different style, different practice of yoga. Smooth breath. You're going to take that back foot, rotate it 45-degree angle. Got to move some paws out of my way, and I'm coming into a warrior two. So again, if you feel that you need to bring the feet closer together, or you want to spread them a little bit more apart, take that time, settling into your warrior two. Shoulders are away from the ears. You want to tackle the neck a little bit more into the spine, rotating the neck, looking over those right fingers. So with your hands, while you're holding your warrior two, make sure they're just not kind of limp. Bring the fingers together, straight arrow arms, shoulders away from the ears, and breathe. Back hand's going to gently come to the back leg, turn the front palm up, coming into a beautiful reverse warrior. Again, the hand that comes onto that back leg, left hand, if your brain is not getting along with your hand, and your hand wants to keep pushing, bend the back elbow, bring the forearm behind you. We don't want any pressure on that back leg. You're going to bring the torso up, bring both hands and arms behind you, interlace the fingers, bring the shoulders back, shoulder blades down the back, come into a humble warrior. Bringing the arms up behind you as if they're being pulled up, but only to what is comfortable for the mobility of your shoulders. Smooth breath. Oh, I am shaking today. I think it was a good practice I did yesterday. Release the hands, left hand to the inside of the right foot, rotate the left heel up. You have a choice here, right or left knee up or down. So you choose, and you're coming into a revolving twist. Bringing right hand down to the ground, gently lower the left leg. We're going to come in to a beautiful swan / pigeon pose, getting into the hips. So you're going to wiggle your right foot across the left side of your mat, bringing that right knee and shin down. If you have any knee issues here, you're going to come into a reclined pigeon. So I'll show this first. The timer will start, and then I will show you what a reclined pigeon is. So bringing yourself where you're feeling the most sensation in the hips, and then walking the hands forward. You may come down onto blocks, okay? You may be able to get the forearms down to the ground, or you can extend the arms fully out. While you're holding this, if you are someone that would prefer to come into reclined pigeon, you would come onto the back, bend the left leg, right leg comes across our ankle, that left leg, and bring the left knee in towards the belly. So I like to clasp my hands gently on my left thigh, or sorry, shin. If you don't have that reach, the arms, just bring them behind the hamstring. Smooth breath. So wherever you are in this class, just hold, but not the breath. So hold the pose, not the breath. Remember, we don't want any muscle constriction, tightness in the muscles. We want everything as loosey-goosey as possible. We're already over a minute in holding this pose. Smooth breath. Almost there. Slowly walk those hands back. If you're in pigeon/swan, if you're in the recline, release the legs, stretch the legs out for a moment. You can either tuck that back toe if you're in a pigeon/swan, lift the back knee, step back to a downward dog or go to a table. You can add a flow in there if you're in your reclined pigeon/threading the needle. You can just turn onto your belly and come into table or downward dog. All right, here we go. Root that right heel down, left leg up behind you. If you're in downward dog from table, just shifting that foot forward, coming into your high lunge, crescent warrior. Arms at Shiva, cactus, fork. Bend that back knee a little bit more to get into the front of the right pelvis. Tread in the right hip, going down into the thigh. Smooth breath. Rotate the back heel. Make your way into that warrior two. So remember, take that time. Where does it feel we have most security? Anchoring down through the feet. Tighten the buttocks to support the lower back. Have those fingers together, not loosey-goosey. Here we go. Back hand to back side leg. Turn the front palm up. Come into a beautiful reverse warrior. Remember, hand is just gently grazing. Right hand, right leg. And release that left hand and arm down, coming into our humble warrior. Woohoo! Nice smooth breath. Releasing the hands, right hand to the inside of that left foot. Turn the right heel up, revolving twist. Bringing that left hand down, gently bring the right knee to the mat. Wiggle that left foot to the right side of the mat, coming into your pigeon pose. So remember, anything going on with those knees, come into a reclined pigeon / threading the needle. So many names. Smooth breath. Giving all that love, all that tenderness, care into our hips and our back. And we're holding here for max 2 minutes. And I know I haven't said it before in this class yet, but wherever you are in a yin pose, if it gets to a point where like this is not comfortable, and you need to come out of it early, come out of it early, okay? So remember, we don't want pain. We do want discomfort where we feel that little bit of stretching happening into the muscle, going it deep into the fascia. But if it's pain, something's not right, okay?
We have less than a minute. Walking those hands back, choosing table or downward dog. And actually, just for a moment here, send the sit bones back into child's pose. Little tidbit here, child's pose is not something that you enjoy. It's not comfortable. It's not good into your hips, like your hips are floating. Just come into a tabletop and move through a couple of cat and cows. From here, going to send those heels back. We're going to come into a nice gentle twist here. Oh, I'm just going to turn this way so you can see what's going on. Legs are extended. I'm going to keep my left foot flexed, bring my right leg in. And I'm just going to bring my left arm hugging, right arm behind me, protecting my spine. So I'm not like all out here. I'm a little bit closer, okay? Nice, smooth breath. Again, towards the end of the class. Come back to center, release right leg, bend the left leg in, keep that right foot flexed, hugging the left leg in with the right, rotate to the left. Smooth breath. Come back to center, extend that left leg, gentle shake. And scoot your bum forward. We're going to lay down and come into recline butterfly. So with recline butterfly, and this is how we're ending class today, you can be right on your mat, or you can have a bolster or blocks coming underneath you, which will help open up your upper back. So my shoulders can just release. I could remove the block underneath my head, but I want to support my neck this day. Nice and relaxed. Smooth breath. Direct the breath down the spine, into the hips, pelvis. At any point, if you're not enjoying the reclined butterfly, please feel free to go extend the legs and come into Shavasana. Slowly bring movements into your wrists, your fingers. You're still in that reclined butterfly. Just slowly, slowly, slowly bring those knees up towards each other. If you need your hands on the outside of the thighs to guide it, place them there. Then extending the legs. Make little circles with the ankles, wiggle the toes, and switch the legs side to side. And then making your way to the fetal position, just to give yourself a little bit of an oomph to come up. to a seated position. So you choose if you want to come into Sukhasana or sit on your heels, or if you want the legs extended. Allow the shoulders to relax down. You're going to gently twist to the right. Come to center. Gently twist to the left. Come to center. You're going to bring your hands together in front of the heart, Anjali Mudra. And we're going to do the last 3 breaths together. So exhale through the nose. Taking a nice deep breath. Through the nose, exhale. Inhale deeply. Through the nose, exhale. Inhale nice and deep and hold the breath at the top. Through the mouth, exhale. And close the class with a chant of Om. You're more than welcome to join, or you can just listen. So exhale fully. Taking a nice deep breath. Om. Namaste Kala. May we all be well and thrive. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. If you have any questions, just shoot me a message through my Instagram, Yoga in Small Spaces, or my Facebook, Yoga in Small Spaces with Cheryl, or I have a Gmail account, yogainSmallSpaces@gmail.com. And yeah, I will get to your questions and anything you're looking, any information you're looking for as quickly as I can. And enjoy your day. Thank you so much for joining me. And Teague.